What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. I think this will be my last video of the day unless something crazy happens, which in the world that we live in, that's like every 2.5 seconds, especially when you watch shows like CNN, MSNBC. You just turn it on for about 3 seconds and the world is about to end and the skies collapsed and the moon has collided with all the stars and stuff, and racism is just flowing out of the sewers and xenophobia is coming down like lightning, and then there's a big storm, there's a big rainstorm, and it's just raining down nothing but sexism, and this is just nothing but pandemonium and chaos according to them. So you never know. I might just be making one more tonight. Who knows? Who knows? But right now, I want to talk about Alex Jones and why the banning of Alex Jones is important. First of all, it shows the absolute power and monopoly that people that own these tech companies have. I mean, to almost literally make this man disappear. And he has saved stuff in places and on formats that once you put it out there, even though it's your work, they just say, nah, man, it belongs to us now. And if you don't have no backup, it's just gone. You know, that's like you putting your money in the bank and then they get robbed. And you're like, well, when am I going to get my reimbursement, my money? Oh, it's gone. I'm sorry, man. They robbed us. What you want us to do? They robbed us. I mean, I can't help it. Go after the thieves, you know? And so they just straight wiped his stuff completely off the map. And I'm like, wow. Now, here's the argument. He's violating some of our policies. Well, okay. Which ones is he violating? Because, see, I've seen some horrific videos on YouTube. I've seen some rap videos like that one, This Is America, where you're shooting people in the head all over the place. They didn't ban that. They didn't take that off. No. I've seen all kind of garbage on YouTube and on some of these other, dang, on Facebook and all of that. But yet, Alex Jones is just, I guess he's a menace. I guess what he's doing is forcing people to get onto YouTube and look at his videos. I guess he's making folks who don't even like him, never heard of him, don't agree with him, to just click on his stuff on Facebook. And see, here is where this is dangerous when it comes down to liberalism and its aggressive approach towards anything that represents alternative views from the left. If they can get their foot in the door, it's like a rat. If a rat can get its nose in a crack, it'll get its whole body in there. It's like the devil, Diablos. He don't want all your mind. He just wants a little corner. If you say, you know what, Satan, I got a little piece of my mind that, you know, I like to enjoy certain stuff in my thoughts. It's just between me and you. You can have this one little back part back here. He say, okay, I'll take that. I'll take what you give me. He gets in, and after a while, he's like, I'm going to work my way all through this person's mind. And then after a while, your thoughts are polluted with stinking thinking. And so it's the same thing with the liberals. They're like, you know what? If we can go after Alex Jones, which is the top dog, top tier, because see, right now, he had like 2 million subscribers. If we can get in the door with him and we can go in on the premise that he's an extremist, we have to go after him. His stuff violates everything we ever. Now, all of a sudden, that opens up the door for them to work their way downstream to some of the smaller ones, because the biggest threat to liberalism and to the Democratic Party and to the liberal media are people like me, people like Mark Dice, people like Candace Owens, Brandon Tatum, and the list goes on. All of these type of people who are speaking out, I guarantee you the left looked at all the statistics and said, this is what we didn't account for in 2016. We just trusted that people will rely on the mainstream media for their information. We just trusted that they will rely on old, loyal, and faithful, honest MSNBC and CNN and the failing New York Times. Yeah, we just trusted that they would rely on that. We never thought that there would be a door-to-door type aggressive push to challenge and destroy some of our narratives by guys like myself and other YouTubers. They were the biggest threat. It was a straight grunt, guerrilla type marketing where it's just peer-to-peer. It's like, you know what, man? I read an article and that's garbage and I'm about to make a video of it. And then other people checking out the video and it's like, man, this dude makes some sense. Let me send it to my boy. All of a sudden, it spreads all over the place and it had a major impact Because think about this. I wouldn't have even known about Hillary Clinton's emails if it wasn't from Fox. And Fox would have been getting jumped by the rest of the funky liberal media combating any of those things. You know who gave that the biggest like PR? It wasn't Fox. It was all the individuals that was breaking it down, disseminating it out into Facebook, on YouTube, and people were able to find it, click on it, read about it, hear about it, get different views. Those were the outlets that was destroying. It was like little teeny rabbit punches in the kidney shots of the Democrats. It was like death by 1,000 cuts. And they were like, who are all these people online just beating up our narrative and debunking us and making us look like the fake, nasty, crooked, corrupt media and Democrats that we are. Now, they're trying to launch a preemptive strike coming into 2018 and 20 because they already know people like myself, people like Mark Dyson, the others, and a whole bunch of other people got the ingredient, the chemistry. People click on our stuff more than they do the funky, crooked, liberal media, okay? And so they know that we're a threat. They can justify going after an extremist by saying, well, you know, this guy, you know, Alex Jones, he's an extremist. He's not like the rest of you guys who are just conservative and just vocalizes your opinion. Even though we demonetize you guys, you know, when you say things that we don't like and goes against our narrative, we demonetize it. But that doesn't mean we're going to just take away your whole account and make you disappear from the face of the earth. We're not going to do that. We just want the big dog. It's kind of like how they say, we don't want to take all guns. We just want the AR-15. Once they get their foot in the door, they'll say, now let's go after shotguns. Let's go after any gun. Let's go after all guns. Just like they say, we don't want to take away your freedom of speech. We just want to take away hate speech. But we're the ones that determine what that is. What do you mean Hillary Clinton should be locked up? That's hate speech. You can't say that. What do you mean James Comey was corrupt? That's hate speech. You can't say that. Yeah. What do you mean that the FBI set Trump up for failure and they're corrupt? What do you mean the Russia investigation is a hoax? No, we can't have that. Yeah. See, they determine what hate speech is. And that is the danger of what they did to Alex Jones, whether you agree with him or not. It is all those that come after him. If you, for whatever reason, decide, okay, we'll tolerate Alex Jones because maybe he's on the extreme side. Well, what they're doing is bigger than Alex Jones. They're thinking 2 or 3 steps further down the line. So if people that agree or don't agree with Alex Jones sit back and just kind of turn away from it like, well, I ain't got nothing to do with me. It's a matter of time before it does. And so that is why it's a mess. And see, this is what kills me. Because there's no way to really justify taking all of his accounts away. Number one, the demand is there. I can see if he had about 3 followers or subscribers and he was out there talking crazy, like, man, this dude's talking crazy for nothing. But that is why they want him down, because he had so many people. And they're going, okay, if he was just a small-time guy talking crazy, which there are a lot of them out there, but they're not going after their accounts. But if he was a small-time guy with about 100 subscribers, you would have never heard of, we need to get him off the internet. But because he had 2 million people, whatever happened to supply and demand? Whatever happened to the customer's right? There's obviously an audience that like him. These aren't views, these are subscribers, meaning they know who he is. They know what he talks about, and they're making a choice to subscribe to his channel. Nobody forces people to come to Kevin's Corner and watch my videos. So how can you even justify demonetizing my videos? Even if you were to say, well, the only people who watches his videos are anti-Muslim, xenophobe, homophobe, white nationalists. Well, these are people who shop and buy products as well. So you telling me Walmart, you telling me movie theaters, you telling me all these stores and companies that y'all claim when you demonetize a video that it's not advertisement friendly. Who's saying that? Is it the advertisers themselves calling in and saying, yeah, I watched Kevin's video, the last one he did about Donald Trump. Yeah, I didn't like it. Don't run our ads on that one. No. Okay. Thanks a lot, YouTube. Take care. No, they're not calling in. All they know is, wow, this guy's getting a lot of views. Apparently somebody's watching his video. Somebody likes it. So everybody's a potential customer. Ku Klux Klan members eat chicken. You know, white supremacists, they have to go and get toilet paper to wipe their butts and their mouths. That's what they should be wiping it with. But nonetheless, they have to go and they have to buy stuff too. So you're telling me, based on the supply and demand, based on the numbers, my like ratio, it's like 2 dislikes to 10,000 likes. So obviously there's an audience for people like myself, Mark Dice, Brandon Tatum, Candace Owens, and all the rest of the black YouTubers and conservative YouTubers out there. There's an audience for them. People are clicking and liking and sharing. Okay, so then you have to ask yourself, if that is the case, and you know that it's freedom of choice, freedom of will. I ain't gonna force nobody to go to a movie that might offend them. So why would I force anybody to go to a website or a YouTube video that would offend them? No, people choose to go there. So if it's a matter of choice, how can you justify eliminating somebody's account? How can you justify censoring somebody and saying it's hate speech when it is freedom of choice to go there? You're not shoving it down somebody's throat like the liberals want to do. They're talking about, we want inclusion. We want you guys to embrace all of our ideology, but we're not going to give you a choice. We're going to shove it down your throat, and we're going to go to Congress, and we're going to whine about it and say that it's discrimination until they pass laws to make you like it. We're not like that. So my point is, then what are y'all talking about? So if you go after Alex Jones, what's to stop them from coming after everybody else? And yet I'm yet to hear one of these companies justify how they can say this is hate speech and not appropriate for the internet, when the internet is all about freedom of choice, freedom of expression, and nobody goes into a person's house, grabs their hand and move the mouse and say, click on Alex Jones and watch it. Keep your eyes open like Clockwork Orange. We're going to tape them wide open and make you watch it until you go crazy and get brainwashed with all of his crazy conspiracies. And if that is your argument, we need to take it down because he's all about conspiracies that aren't true and can't be proven. Then take down all of the videos about Bigfoot. Take down all the videos about UFOs. Take down all the videos about paranormal activities, all of this stuff that's mindless and people click on and choose to watch and follow up on. Yeah, take down all that crap because all of that is not true. We don't know if that's true or not. Conspiracies. So if we're going off of that, take that down too. See? So it's very disingenuous for them to be out there talking about, well, it's not appropriate for the internet. It's not appropriate for our website, blah, blah, blah. No. It's not appropriate for your liberal views and your buddies on Capitol Hill that want to do a preemptive strike against all of the individuals who don't agree with them and give pushback and counter narratives to what the garbage is that you're trying to get us to eat. Now, when you bring my plate out, CNN, MSNBC, and the rest of you guys, and you take the lid off, I see a big pile of poop there, and I go, that's poop. I don't care if you tell me it's chocolate. Poop. And that's what you're feeding them. So Alex Jones, whether you agree with him or not, this is bigger than Alex Jones. This is all about who falls after him. The door that's open to go after everybody else that they say it's a counter narrative that what we're trying to push. So put them in the category of hate speech and say we have to go ahead and get rid of those guys. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. We got to be very, very mindful of this. Now, check me out on Wednesday nights. I'll probably be talking about it some more in Kevin's Corner, my live radio blog talk show. And of course, after the algorithms get hold to this video, it'll probably be demonetized. So if you want to support Kevin and Kevin's Corner, there are links in the bottom to do so. Also find me on Facebook and Twitter. And we'll see you next time in Kevin's Corner. Don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the notification button. And when you like it, please like the video. And I'm going to tell you, people have been responding, saying, man, they took away my like. I liked it 3 times. Every time I go back, my like's gone. You got to wonder why. God bless you. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.